Welcome, students. Today's subject is data communication and networking. And last session we have to see the what is a multiple access protocols and FDMA, TDMA, and CDMA. And today's we have to start with the Ethernet. What is an Ethernet? And we also the Ethernet is called as the IEEE project 802. The data link layer is divided into two sub layers as you see in the figure, the LLC and the MAC. The LLC, the how flow control, error control and framing duties are grouped into a sub layer called LLC. The framing is handled in both the LLC and the MMC. The LLC provide a single data link control protocol for all IEEE LAN. For the MAC provides a different protocol for the different LANs. The single LLC protocol can provide the interconnectivity between the different LAN because it makes a MAC sublayer transparent. The MAC, this defines a specific SS method for each LAN. For example, the CSMA or CD is used for the Ethernet LANs. The token passing method is used for the token ring and token bus LANs. The framing function is also handled by the MAC layer. The MAC contains a number of the distinct modules. Each module defines the access method and framing format specific to the corresponding LAN protocol. In the Ethernet evolution, there are the five different generation we have to see in this. The Ethernet evolution as shown in the figure. The first one is the standard Ethernet, that is 10 Mbps. The fast Ethernet, that is called as 100 Mbps. The third one is the gigabyte Ethernet, that is 1 Gbps, and the 10 Gbps Ethernet is called 10 Gbps. The first one is the standard Ethernet. The original Ethernet technology with a data rate of 10 Mbps are referred to as the standard Ethernet. And characteristics are Ethernet provides the connectionless service. Thus, each frame sent is independent to another frame. The Ethernet has no connection establisher or connection termination phases. The sender sends a frame whenever it has it. The receiver may or may not be ready for receiving the frames. The standard may overload the receiver with frames which may result is dropping frame. If frame drop, the sender will not know about it. If the frame is corrupted during the transmission, the receiver drops the frame. Since the IP is also connectionless, it will also not know about the frame drops. If the transport layer is UDP, remember connectionless protocol, the frame is lost. If the transport layer is TCP, the sender TCP does not receive the acknowledgement for its segment and sends it again. The Ethernet is also unreliable like IP and UDP. And frame formats, you have to see in the figure, in the frame format. See, this one is the Ethernet is a preamble. There is a 7 section we have to see in this one. The first one is a preamble. This feed contains a 7 bytes, nothing but 56 bits of alternative zeros and ones. They alters the receiver system to coming frame and enable the receiving system to synchronize its input timing. The preamble is actually added at the physical layer and is not part of the frame. Start frame delimiter. The feed signal the beginning of the frame. The SFD warns the station that this is a last chance for synchronization. This feed contains the values of 10101011. The last 2 bit alter the receiver that the next feed is the destination address. The destination address field contains the physical address of the destination station. Source address, this field contains the physical address of the sender station, length or the type. This field is defined as the type field or the length field. The original Ethernet, this field is used as the type field. The type field defines the upper layer protocol using the MAC frame. The Ethernet standard, the field is used as the length field. The length field defines the number of the bytes in the data field. The data, this field carries a data encapsulate from the upper layer protocol. The minimum data size is 46 bytes. The maximum data size is 1500 bytes. The next one is CRC. This field contains the error detection information such as the CRC 32-bit. And the next one is the frame length. The Ethernet has imposed the restriction of both minimum and maximum length of the frame as shown in the figure. The minimum length restriction is required for the correct operation of CSMA or CD. The minimum length of the frame is 64 bytes. The minimum data size is 46 bytes. The head size plus tailor size is equal to 14 plus 4 is equal to 18 bytes. The minimum length of data from the upper layer is 46 bytes. If the upper layer packet is less than 46 bytes, padding is added to make up the difference. The maximum length of the frame is 1518 bytes. The maximum data size is 1500 bytes. The header size plus tailor size is equal to 14 plus 4 is equal to 18 bytes. The maximum length restriction is less than two reasons. First one is memory was very expensive when Ethernet was designed. A maximum length restriction helped to reduce the size of the buffer. This restriction prevents one station from monopolizing the shared medium, block other station that has data to send. Addressing. In the Ethernet network, each station has its own NIC. 6 bytes or the 48 bits. The NIC provides a station with 6 bytes physical address, or we call it as an Ethernet address. For example, you have to see in this one 6 or 1 or 2 or 1 or 2C or 48. This is the address of the NIC, the network interface card. It was 606.01.02.01.2C.4B. This is the example of the Ethernet address. Unicast, multicast and broadcast address we have to see in the Ethernet. Let us see one by one. First one is the unicast. This source address is always unicast address, that is the frame comes from only one station as is shown in the figure. In this one, the bytes of 1, bytes of 2 and bytes of 6 we have to see in the only one station we can take the frames. However, the destination address can be the unicast, multicast and the broadcast. If the LSB of the first byte in the destination address is 0, then the address is unicast. Otherwise, the address is multicast. A unicast destination address defines only a one receipt. The relationship between the sender and the receiver is sent is 1 to 1. The multiclass destination address defines a group of the address. The relationship between the sender and the receiver is one to many. The broadcast address is a special case of the multicast address. The receipt are all the station on the LAN. The broadcast destination address is 48 is 6 bytes or 48 bits. Sender Ethernet uses the coaxial cable or a set of twisted pair cable with hub or in the star topology. We have to show in the figure it is a LAN of the topology using a coaxial cable. And second one is you have to see in the LAN with the topology of the hub. And the way frame have kept or dropped. If the unicast transmission of a station will receive the frame, the intended receipt kept and handle the frame. The rest is discarded it. In the multiclass transmission, all station will receive the frames. The station that the member of the groups kept to handle, that is the rest, this is discarded. In the broadcast transmission, all station will receive the frame and all station keep and handle it, as shown in the example. Okay, the access method. The standard Ethernet uses one persistence of CSMA and CD. Slot time is equal to round trip time plus time required to send the jump function sequences. The RTT means the time required for the frame to travel from one end to the or one end of the maximum length network to the other end of the RTT round trip time. A slot time is defined in bits. A slot time is the time required for the station to send 512 bits. The actual slot time depends on the data rate. For example, 10 Mbps Ethernet has a slot time of 51.2 microsecond. The slot time and collisions is choice a 512 bit slot time was not accidental. It was chosen to allow the proper functioning of CSMA or CD, slot time and the maximum network length. There is a relationship between the slot and the maximum length of the network. The relationship is dependent on the propagation speed of the signal in the particular medium. The first transmission media, the signal propagation at 2 to the power of 2 into 10 to the power of 8 millisecond. For the traditional Ethernet, we calculate the maximum length is equal to propagation speed into slot time by 2. And efficiency are the standard Ethernet. In the efficiency and the standard Ethernet is defined the ratio of the time used by the station send the data to the time the medium is occupied by each station. And the practical efficiency of the standard Ethernet has been measured to be the efficiency is equal to 1 by 1 plus 6.4 into A, where A is equal to number of frames that can fit on the medium and A is the propagation delay divided by transmission delay. As the value of parameter decreases, the efficiency is increases. If the length of the media is shorter or the frame size is longer, the efficiency increases. In the ideal case, A is equal to 0, the efficiency is 1. The implementation, how to implement that one? The standard Ethernet is defined in several physical layer implementation. The implementation is 10 base 5. The medium is thick coaxial cable. The medium length is 500 meter and encoding is a Manchester. See, these are the table is there. I will send that one table. This is the implementation of the Ethernet. Encoding and decoding. All standard implementation use digital signal at 10 Mbps. At the sender, the data is converted into this digital signal using the Manchester scheme. At the receiver signal is interrupt the Manchester and decoded into the data. Is the medium 10 base 5 thick Ethernet. 10 base 5 uses a bus topology as shown in the figure. The external transducer is connected to the thick coaxial cable. The transceiver is responsible for transmitting, receiving and detective collision. The transceiver is connected to the station with a coaxial cable. The cable provides a separate path for sending and receiving. The coaxial can only happen the coaxial cable. The maximum length of the cable must not exceed 500 meters. If the maximum length is exceed, then there will be excessive degradation of the signal. If the cable length is more than 500 meter is needed, the total cable length can be divided into up to the 5 segment. 10 base 2 thin Ethernet. 10 base 2 uses a bus topology. The cable is much thinner and more flexible than 10 base 5. The flexible means the cable can send to pass a very choose the stations. The transceiver is part of the NIC which is installed inside the station. The collision can only happen in the coaxial cable. The advantages of the coaxial cable is less expensive than thick coaxial cable. Second one is streak connection are much cheaper than taps. Installation is simpler because the thin coaxial cable is very flexible. And what about the disadvantages of that one? The length is each segment is cannot exceed 185 meter due to the high intensity in the cable. In the 10 base T twisted pair Ethernet, star topology is connected to the station to the hub. The stations are connected to the hub using two pair of twisted cable. Two pair of the twisted cable is created two path between the station and the hub. The first path for sending, the second path is receiving. The collision can happen in the hub. The maximum length of the cable is 100 meter. The minimize the efficiency of attention in the cable. Changes in the standard. The bridged Ethernet. The bridged have the two effective on the Ethernet LAN. They raises the bandwidth and second one is they separate the collision domains. First one is the raising the bandwidth. The bridge divides the network into two or more networks. The bandwidth wise each network is dependent on these are the bridge Ethernet. For example, the network of the 12 station is divided into the two network, each of the 6 station. Now each network has the capacity of 10 Mbps. The 10 Mbps capacity in each segment is now shared between the 6 station, not the 12 station. In the internet or the network with a heavy load, each station is theoretically is offered 10 by 7 Mbps instead of the 10 by 12 Mbps, separating the collision domains. The another advantages of the bridge is separate of the collision domains. In the collision domains of the for the unbridged and the bridged network, you can see the collision domain becomes the much smaller and probability of collision is reduced the thermodynamos. The switched Ethernet. The idea of the bridge LAN can extend it to the switched LAN. If we have the multiple port bridge, we can use a N port of the switches. In this way, the bandwidth is shared only between the station and the switch. A layer 2 switch is the N port bridge with additional sophisticated that allow the faster handle of the packets. Full duplex Ethernet. The full duplex method increases the capacity of each domain frame 10 to 20 Mbps. Instead of using each link between the station and the switch, the configuration uses the two links, one to transmission to the another to the receiver. No need to CSMA or CD. In the full duplex switch Ethernet, there is need to CSMA or CD method. Each station is connected to the switch via two separate links. Each station or switch can send and receive independently without worrying about the collision. Each link is point to point dedicated path between the station and the switches. The job of the MAC layer is becoming the much easier. Carrier sending and collision detection functionality of the MAC sub-layer can be turned off. The MAC control layer is provided to flow and the error control in the full duplex switched Ethernet. A new sub-layer is called the MAC control is added between the LSC sub-layer and the MAC sub-layer. Okay. In this session, I have to explain the MAC sublayer as well as the full duplex and half duplex of the layers. I hope you have to understand. And the next topic we have to see the fast Ethernet. Okay. Thank you.